So not too much has happened this week for the shop. I've kind of just been getting back into the swing of things and doing a lot of like admin work on the computer and stuff like that. So today is actually Monday. It was a 3-day weekend for me. So I just used Saturday and Sunday to kind of just get back into my routine. So today we're going to be packing up orders because it is a federal holiday. So USPS is closed. So we're going to be packing them up today and shipping them out tomorrow on Tuesday. I also got a new EXO for the plant shop section of the plant room. So I'm excited to show you guys that as well. I did set it up last night, but I do need to like tweak a few things. I am getting a new shipment this week. I think it's going to be shipped out today because I don't think UPS is closed. This will be the last shipment for November, and then the shop will be going on vacation at the end of the month. So first, let's jump into packing the orders. This weekend we had quite a few plants that sold. We first have these two Anthurium King of Clarinarium. We have this one on the left and then this one on the right. They're both in 5-inch pots. We also have this Anthurium Crystallinum crossed with Magnifica. We have this Anthurium Pap X1. This is what it looks like. It is in a 6-inch pot and it's actually quite big. We have a few Hoyas as well this week. We have the Hoya Acuta Intervariegated. Then we have two of these Hoya Waymanie. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I'm not really sure. I've never really heard the name out loud. But we have this one, and then we also have this one. We have this Hoya Bertinet here. This one is in a 4-inch pot. And then we also have this one that sold as well. This one is in a 6-inch pot. As you guys can see, this one is very long and very bushy. And then we also have this trailing Hoya here as well. This is Hoya Kaminsii. And as you can see, the leaves are sunstressed. And then we also have this Alocasia Black Velvet Pink Variegated. I also do have Etsy and TikTok shop sales, which are just plant accessories. So we'll be packing those up as well. Majority of these customers did order a heat pack. So how I packed them the day before with the heat pack, I would just pack the plant as normal, but I won't activate the heat pack and I won't tape up the package until the day of the pickup. Tomorrow in the morning, I'll come in, activate all the heat pack, and then finish taping up the box. And that's pretty much how I do it all winter long. So it works great like that. You don't want to activate the heat pack too early because then you're just wasting it. You should be activating it on the day it's being picked up or the day you're dropping it off. So with every shop order, regardless if you're a new customer or returning customer, I do always provide little plant stickers as a freebie. That is just something I like to include in all the packages. It's just like a cute little thing. I recently did get a new batch of plant stickers and I want to show you guys them. So I got all these stickers here and I have about 1,000 of them. So whenever I buy stuff like this for the shop, like little stickers and stuff, I purchase them in wholesale from Alibaba. I just prefer to purchase them in wholesale from Alibaba, which is a wholesale website for businesses. Pretty much anything that you purchase from Amazon is coming from Alibaba. That's how it works. So instead of me going to Amazon and purchasing these exact same stickers for more money and getting less, I'd rather just get 1,000 of them instead of just one little pack like this, because one pack has 50 stickers in it, and most people that buy this stuff and resell it, they'll just sell it as the 1 pack or 2 pack. I would rather just buy all the packs myself. So I save money doing that. When you're buying in wholesale, you have to look at things like that as the overall. It might seem like a lot of money now, but per item, you're spending way less. And remember, I am giving these out for free. So this is my money that I'm spending on this that I'm not getting in return. I have to do things that work best for me in the business. But this set of stickers has 2 different packs. So just as a quick up close, there's these ones. So these ones are like paper stickers as well, like my old ones, but these ones have way cuter plants. So we have like this one. They even have like variegated plants, which we really didn't have in the other sticker pack. This one is super cute too. We even have like Monstera Albo and stuff. We really didn't have like a lot of these like cool stickers. The other pack really didn't have a lot of these stickers. These stickers are definitely more focused towards like the aroid community, which my last sticker set was like kind of like a wide range of plants. It had like cacti and succulents and like aroids in them too. And then the other pack has some more plants as well, but these ones are like waterproof ones, so they're not like the paper. So we have this one, is cute. This one is my favorite. Look how nice this one is, and it's actually kind of big as well. So I'm really happy with these stickers. They're super cute, so I'm excited to start giving those out to you guys as well. So yeah, that is like a little fun thing I like to add in the packages. But anyway, let's go ahead and pack up the orders because I have been stalling for a little while. over the weekend, I went to Home Depot to return something, and I actually found 2 plants that I wanted to add to my personal collection. So I got these 2 hanging baskets of Hoya. So this one on the left is Hoya Crimson Princess, and then Hoya Crimson Queen. So I'm always looking for really big baskets of Hoyas. Our Home Depot and Lowe's never really have anything, but this time they actually had a huge amount of plants at this Home Depot. So I ended up just going ahead and getting both because why not? The Princess is one of my favorite Hoyas. It's not something that my supplier ever has, and they don't normally have Hoyas like at this size. So instead of me looking for this in wholesale, I'd rather just get it in big box because I already know it's going to be a huge plant, you know what I mean? So before I unpot it, I'm going to just wipe the leaves down first. Whenever I get new plants in, especially big box, I do spray them down with some type of pesticide. This is just the insecticidal soap, and I'm just going to like spray down all the leaves just in case, because you never know with big box stuff, you know what I mean? And I also want to check for mealybugs because big box stores are notorious for having mealybugs on their Hoya. So that's something you want to just be looking out for. It looks like there's quite a few plants in here, and there's actually just vines in here that were just stuck in the soil that have no roots. So I'm gonna pull them out and probably just make them into semi-hydro plants. But for the majority of the plant, it's going to be put in my soil-free potting mix. And the reason for that is just because it's just easier for me to do it like that. But I do want to keep a lot of the length on these. Right now, I'm just trimming all the leaves that are like yellowing and stuff like that because there's quite a few, and I'm just checking the inside of the plant because you never know what's in here either. Want to put one downstairs in my living room, maybe in one of the windows, and then I think I might put one on top of one of my cabinets here and just let it hang down like that. And then any of the ones that I make semi-hydro, they're gonna just go in the short Mills bow behind me. So my short Mills bow that I recently got is dedicated to Hoyas only. So I moved all my Hoyas out of my tall Mills bow and made them their own little cabinet here. So looking for plants was really not planned when I was going to Home Depot. I was just going there to make a return, but I had seen on Facebook that Home Depot in particular got in the Anthurium dock blocks. So I figured since I was going there anyway, I would just go and have a look. And I only went a couple of hours after it was posted and they were all gone. A lot of people are speculating that people are just buying them up and probably like reselling them, which is a possibility, but they are going for $95. So I don't know, maybe I'll keep looking and seeing if they get them again. But if you don't know, they pretty much have been popping up in all of the Home Depots at this point. If you're looking for one, definitely go check your Home Depot because you might be able to find one. The roots are not as long as I thought they were going to be. It's honestly just a bunch of 4-inch plants put together into one big pot. Just gonna keep it really as it is, and then when I'm done, I'm gonna give them a nice rinse because they are covered in the soil here. When it comes to Hoyas, I also do pot them in soil-free potting mix as well. And then anything else that I want to take a propagation of, I'm going to pot it in probably a pond and leca and stratum mix. That's usually how I like to do my semi-hydro stuff. So pretty much this is it. So it looks a little bit smaller because I did downsize the pot. I did go from, I'm pretty sure this is a 8-inch pot to a 6. This is pretty much where we're at. So this is what it looks like. It is a little dirty. I have to like wipe it down and stuff. So when I was at Home Depot, they only had one of the Princess. So that's why I got the Princess. And the Princess, I kind of favor that one more over the Queen anyway. I'm happy that I was able to get the Princess because I've been wanting a full Princess like that for a really long time. It's just, you don't really see them that often. But honestly, the plants that were there were very, very nice. These ones are the Exotic Angel plants by Costa Farms. If you're familiar with big box shopping for plants, you are familiar with them. But the dock blocks, they were by Proven Winners. And there was a huge new shipment of Proven Winners plants in there. There was a ton of beautiful stuff, I'm not even gonna lie. They had some really cute ficus plants. They had gloriosum there. They had a whole bunch of little tiny Hoyas as well. And it seems like everybody kind of got the same shipment at the same time. So I'm just gonna like massage the roots out and try to get as much of this soil off. You guys know I don't like soil, so I'm gonna try my best to get as much of it off. So I did find mealybugs here. Honestly, mealybugs are probably the easiest pest to deal with. I'm really far from the camera, but they're down here, so I'm just gonna trash this because I don't really care. Mealybugs are pretty easy to deal with because you can just spray them down and they're dead. You can spray them down with like alcohol and then they're just dead. They kind of don't really like linger too much like other pests do. The reason I really don't care for big box is because of like the amount of pests. So you have to be very careful. So the princess, I didn't really see anything on, but this one, I am finding a couple, but not like an infestation, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, when you decide to collect houseplants, pests are just something that come with the hobby. So what I think I'm gonna do is just honestly just separate them out by piece because they are just individual little plants, and just examine them like this, and then just pot it up in a 6-inch pot just like the other one. So when we're done this, I'm going to restock the shop. I do have a few plants in particular that I want to add this week. It's not going to be a big restock. It's mostly going to be probably a propagation restock. So this is what we got here. Now I did trim quite a few of the leaves because a lot of them were like shriveled up or cracked or something like that. I'm just going to spray the plant down now with the insecticidal soap, front and back, just in case I miss anything. This will for sure kill the mealybugs. All right, so pretty much that's it. I'm just gonna let them dry off, and then I'll probably come back later and dust off all the dirt once they're dry. As for these little propagations I have here, I am going to combine these 3 little pieces of the princess together to make one little plant, and then these 4 pieces of the queen. So if you watched my last vlog, you guys would have known I got these little acrylic cube thingies here, and I'm gonna use these for the propagations for my Hoya cabinet. So I am going to do a mixture of pon, leca, and fluval stratum. So when I'm doing semi-hydro, I'll do a mixture of leca and pon like at the bottom, and then I'll do some pon as well. And then I'll put the stratum where mostly the roots are going to be for the plant. And then I just add some leca on top just to hold the plant in place. And this is what it looks like, very simple. So I'm just gonna do that for the other one as well. Pretty much all of my Hoyas are in this type of little setup. And if you're interested, I do have a Hoya collection tour as well as a Hoya repot on my Patreon. So if you wanna see more of my personal plants, that is where I kinda do that kind of stuff over there. And this one is done. They're going to go in my Hoya cabinet, and then the other 2, once they dry off, one of them is gonna go on top of the Mills bow, and the other one is gonna go downstairs in my living room window. This week's restock is not going to be anything too crazy. I just picked out a few plants that were growing in my growing bin, so they are ready to go. So I'm going to be bringing those out this week. I do have a big shipment on the way anyway, so it's not that big of a deal if we have a small one this week. This is mostly going to be some of the Monstera albo props. So I have a couple here that are rooted and ready to go, and then I have just a couple like random plants as well. Since I have such a small restock, I want to go ahead and use my time to update some of the plants on the shop. So some plants have grown a bit since their last photo, so we're going to take some updates as well. So as for the new plants, we're going to do a couple Monstera albos. So we have this Monstera albo here. As you can see in the middle, this is the newest leaf, and then the 2 leaves on the left, they are the original ones. The plant has some roots here. Then I have this 1 leafer here. I want to do like a mixture of 1 leafers, 2s, and 3s, and this is what the roots are looking like. And then I have this 1 leafer here. It does have a new leaf on the way too. And then I have this one here, which is a 2 leafer. So this leaf was the original and this is the newest. This plant is pretty high variegated. I'm also going to add this Monstera Lechleriana variegated prop that I have. I believe this is 2 or 3 plants. So this is how it's looking, and it has some new leaves on the way. This was actually a little pup from one of the Alocasia dragon scales that I had. So it has 2 leaves now, so I'm just gonna put this one up. As you can see, it's pretty high variegated as well. So then I just have some more plants that I just want to update their photos. This is Philodendron White Princess. As you can see, this plant is kind of big. So it has a lot of big leaves and it's been growing quite fast. So I just want to get some updates on this guy. Definitely a nice big plant if you're looking for something bigger. This is Syndapsus Jade Satin variegated, and it looks much different from its picture. So as you can see, it is sizing up a lot, and it's also got some really great color to it. So definitely want to get this one updated. This one is Philodendron Philodendron gloriosum. I believe its original picture only had 2 leaves, but now it has 3. Then I have this massive Epipremnum giganteum variegated. This plant is a little bit more pricey because of the size of it. I consider this an oversized plant. It's also a pretty rare plant, so it does already have a high price point, but I do need to update how it's looking. So as you can see, this plant is quite big. This is the same plant that I have behind me here, but this plant is beautiful. I love it so much. If you're looking for the jungle vibe, this is definitely it. The aerial roots in this plant are crazy. It's becoming quite mature really fast, and for a variegated plant, there's really no browning on it at all. I do have a few spots where the light burned it, so I will mention that in the description, but this is a really nice plant. It's just very, very large, and I think it's probably one of the plants that have been here the longest. I just feel like a lot of people just maybe aren't into Epipremnum anymore, so that's why I don't really bring them that much to the shop. I have 2 of these Philodendron Florida Beauties. These both started off as 3-leaf plants, and now this one has 8 leaves on the right and this one has 6. This leaf right in the middle is the newest. This plant is sizing up a lot and it's growing very fast. It has beautiful variegation as well, and it is getting very big very fast. The variegation is pretty stable on both of these. And then I also have this one here. So this is the newest leaf here, pretty much almost a half moon leaf, very beautiful. And then the rest of the variegation is also stable on this one too. So all the new plants are actually labeled already. So all we have to do is just wipe them down and take the pictures. I just finished taking all the pictures for the restock, so all I have to do is just put the plants back on the shelf. So I'm gonna put all the plants away, but before I do that, I wanted to show you guys the EXO. So as you can see, this is my new EXO. This is a Reptizoo reptile terrarium. You guys will not believe, but I got this for $50, and this is like one of the big ones. So I could not pass up a deal like that. So even though I didn't really know what to do with it, I still got it because $50, like how can you pass that up? So I did get it. It looks way bigger in person than I thought it was in my head. I was expecting it to be like a little bit shorter, but I'm actually really happy with the size. I really like this one. So if you don't know, I do have another Reptizoo terrarium, a smaller one, and I have that one on top of my Redsta that's on the other side of the room. I don't really show that side of the room because it's usually super messy because I have like a lot of like supplies and stuff just stacked up to the ceiling. But over there, I do have another Redsta IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and on top of it I do have another one of these, but that one is a lot smaller and it's not as heavy as something like this. So before I jump into the details of this, I do want to just insert the clip of James and I kind of putting it together. So these shelves actually can come apart and be cut in half pretty much. So we took half of it out and this fit perfectly in this space, thank goodness. So I left the top half as it was, and then I just got rid of the bottom half. For now I just deconstructed it and just stored it away, but the top part literally fits perfect on top of here. And these shelves are really not heavy at all. They're actually pretty light, so it sits perfectly on top of this. But for some extra stability, I do have a piece of wood, and I just got this waterproof mat, and I just kind of wrapped it around the wood just in case if any water does get on it, it won't like damage the wood or anything like that, and it won't like come through into the terrarium. Because if you don't know, these terrariums on the top, they are mesh, they are not just solid metal, and I don't want any electrical issues because I do have lights at the top of this cabinet. They're lights that are magnetic to the mesh. So I have this waterproof mat here, and I have the piece of wood just for some extra stability. So originally the plan was put this on top of the Millsbo wide because it fits perfectly on top. However, this terrarium is very heavy. If you are experienced with these, you would know. This weighs 100 pounds. Like, I'm not even joking. It is so freaking heavy, you guys. So the base of it is already constructed for you. Because it's like siliconed and everything. It's like waterproof because it's meant for a reptile where you can put water in it. But the doors and the glass are extremely heavy, much heavier than like the Millsbos and stuff like that. It's really, really heavy. So James and I just did not feel comfortable doing something like that. So I just decided to just keep it on the floor, and I honestly like how it kind of turned out. Right now the shelves are a little bit empty because I don't have that much stuff on the shop, You guys know these shelves are dedicated to the shop, so the stock is in and out, so it's never really like full or anything like that. I have a little mini wire shelf in here as well. For now, I just have a couple plants that are a little too tall for the shelves, and then I just have some like other like rare plants and stuff like that, just have them in here. I'm thinking that this whole middle section at some point is just going to be dedicated to Hoya, because the shelf is a little bit shorter compared to this one. So I can put all the small ones here, and then I can have the ones that have the trellises on top, and then I can like reconfigure everything else. But for right now, this is where we're at, but I do like it and I'm happy that I got it. And like I said, for 50 bucks, I really couldn't turn something like this down, because this retails for a lot of money. These things are not freaking cheap. They are more money than buying an IKEA greenhouse cabinet. That is the new EXO. Let me know what you guys think about it. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and put away all the rest of the plants and call it a day.